So, hello everyone, my name is David Pavlovic. I'm a guitarist and composer and the artistic director of the Szeged Guitar Festival, which is the member of the EuroStrings platform. We are very happy to be the members of this project, and please welcome with us Lovro Peretić, the winner of the EuroStrings Winner of the Winner competition tonight, tonight, I don't know what time it is. And yes, Lovro, can you please introduce yourself?
So my name is Lovro Peretić. I'm a guitarist from Croatia, and I'm fortunate to be this year's EuroString competition winner. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so I would like to, before we start to talk, I would really like to congratulate you, because you made a very strong impression. I mean, I found your playing extremely passionate and concentrated and of extremely high quality. So I enjoyed every moment of your playing. So congratulations. And let's start perhaps with introducing your story. I mean, could you please tell me about the beginnings? Why did you choose the guitar? And what was the very beginning in your childhood? What age did you start playing the guitar?
Thank you very much for your kind words. It really means a lot coming from you. I'm really glad that you liked the performance from the competition. And for my start with guitar. So I started, it's basically really common story. I just started in music elementary school. My parents put me at the age of 8. And my older sister, at the time, she was playing also classical guitar, so I just wanted to play the same. So I started to study in music school in Zagreb with guitarist and pedagogue Lovro from Kosovo, with whom I learned for 10 years, so until the age of around 15. And after that, I continued my studies in Zagreb also with Lovro Peretić in Zagreb, on Music Academy in Zagreb. And
so you started, you started the academy at the age, what age?
At the age of 8.
Ah, okay. But this was like the music school starting the guitar.
Sorry. Academy at the age of 15.
Ah, so early at the okay. So was it like a preparatory class of the academy, or
15 at the age of 18? I mean,
okay.
High school, music high school at the age of 15. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So after that, Music Academy in Zagreb, where I studied for 6 years, actually 5 years. 1 year I spent in student exchange program in Lille with Perwa.
Ah, great.
Where I also study with him now, but not in Lille, but in Geneva. I just started my first year. So to prolong studies a bit. And yeah, this is basically everywhere that I studied.
Great. So did you have ideals when you were a child and you were playing guitars? Did you have some ideals you wanted to follow? Like give you special inspiration?
Mm-hmm. Well, at the beginning, my first teacher, he always tried to motivate us, and I remember that he would give us a lot of CDs at the time. Now I have at home like a bunch of CDs, a big library of CDs, which no one listens anymore because of YouTube and everything. But
do you still have a CD player?
Yeah, I do, but almost never. Yeah, we put it. We mostly listen to music
because you find the same things on the internet. What's on the CD, right? Yeah, this is.
Back in the time, I found it. I remember that. Today I think that it was really valuable experience, because also he would give me each week maybe one CD, and I would really listen to this CD for 1 week. It would be guitar music mostly, at least at the beginning, at the like really young age, Later it would be also some piano music, some orchestral music, some chamber music, maybe some quartets. But yeah, this was really the influence that we got. Also, not necessarily just classical music. Uh, my teacher was also enthusiast for flamenco music, for example, and so also I would listen to a lot of flamenco music.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Did you ever try to play flamenco?
Not really. Maybe a bit on classical guitar. I just try to imitate some techniques, but yeah, maybe someday I would love to, but not really. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so this is pretty much the influence. For some, in particular, some idols. At the time in Croatia, also today, there were really good, already established guitarists like Petrić, guitarist from Kosovo who was studying in Croatia and plays a lot of concerts in Croatia. And also, I mentioned maybe Srđan Bulat, who was also at the time really playing a lot of concerts, and they would probably be like, because they were really close. This is something that was always more approachable to listen to, and also Petrić was the studying with the same teacher, so he would also come from time to time. And
You mean Jevdet?
Jevdet, exactly.
Jevdet, yeah.
Jevdet. And
He's a fantastic teacher, amazing. He has fantastic students. I mean, I just totally keep being amazed by listening to his students.
Yeah, definitely.
Incredible class.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm really fortunate to be in good hands from the beginning, and this is really one big part of all of the success. But yeah, this would be maybe some guitar idols, and from others, yeah, also from other music. For example, in flamenco, from maybe I listen to lots of Paco de Lucia, Sabinas, and
yeah.
from piano, always Croatian pianist Pogorelic was put to us as some idol. So it was also interesting, especially from early days, like some recordings.
Yeah.
And
so right now, is Pogorelic kind of one of your favorite pianists, or did your taste change?
I think so too, at least from his earlier stage and early recordings. But I always found him interesting, and
yeah.
Definitely.
He has also a lot of interesting Scarlatti recordings, right?
Exactly. Yeah, really.
And you are also into Scarlatti.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe this is a good point to connect with Pogorelic and Scarlatti. Tell us a little bit about your idea of shaping your repertoire.
So for the repertoire, how to structure the repertoire. Yeah, always for many years it would always be, the idea would be to get some diversity in the repertoire, so not to have all the same or similar type or style of music, maybe also from different periods.
You were telling about the diversity of repertoire, and it's changing during the time, like the way you were growing.
Mm-hmm. So always I would try to make the program different, so not so monotone, and except that I would always try to especially last years, I think it's a kind of a trend to, I mean, it always is not to play the music that it's really played a lot, and also it's primarily because it's more interesting to me, because I mean, I'm already playing guitar for 15, 16 years, more 16, 17, and you hear a lot of this classical repertoire, which is all the time repeated, and it becomes kind of not boring. Of course, it's always interesting, and you can always do something new with it, but it's much more interesting for us to discover some maybe new programs, some program that is not so played. Or, of course, you mentioned with Scarlatti, maybe to do some kind of interpretation, which is in a way special, that has some meaning to you, or anything. So yeah, basically, to sum it up, I always try to structure the program with different styles. For example, some piece from Baroque period, some piece from Romantic period, and some newer pieces.
Yeah, I personally found your choice of Scarlatti excellent. Did you play the Marchione arrangement from the
380, yes.
Yeah. Okay. This is also, I mean, the couple together you played, it was also a very good choice. And I found this Tchaikovsky arrangement really refreshing in a competition. Something like, well-known composer, but not a very well-known piece, especially on the guitar. It's totally sounded for me like very, very new and impressive. Also the transcription. You mentioned the person who arranged it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is the arranger?
The person who arranged it is Antoine Fouget.
Okay, really French.
Arrangements. Yeah, so one of them is Tchaikovsky arrangement, which, yeah, I absolutely agree that it's really refreshing, and it's really nice to hear it on guitar because it works really well, I think.
Very well, yeah.
Yeah, so it's absolutely really nice to play it also. Because yeah, not a lot of opportunities to play some piano music, even though it's not a really hard, big piece for piano, but really important and really beautiful piece, I think, and also something different, as you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's very nice, and also the Hense. This is the Royal Winter Music is not an audience teaser type of repertoire, right? It's a kind of difficult to listen to, but I found it, I like it, this kind of bravery for choice for a finals of a competition to choose such a piece and showing something new with it. So have you played the whole sonata?
Mm-hmm. I played the whole sonata, and also I played it on a competition. I played in first round first movement, then in second round third movement, and then in final round second movement.
Yeah.
I tried to distribute it through all the rounds because it's a long sonata. It wouldn't fit in one round.
One round, yes.
I was mentioning before, each round. But as I mentioned before, I like to have diversity. So also, if I put it in one round, it would be nice because you would get this whole piece, but I wouldn't get the opportunity to have some diversity, some different styles, which would be also kind of monotone, even though I really love to play that and I would enjoy it. Yeah.
Great. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your plans for a career, future plans, and also how do you imagine, what do you expect from this EuroStrings Winners Tour for next year?
Mm-hmm. First of all, I really hope that as much as possible, as many concerts as possible will be held in person.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
Yeah, so this is the maybe most interesting part of it, to travel, to meet people, and also to make some connections with people in guitar world, which could maybe give some more even opportunities for the future, not just for this next year. So I would like to share really my interpretations, my music with as many people as possible in the guitar world and also in music world in general. So I would say that one thing is definitely meeting other people, different cultures, and having fun and having the opportunity to play for different audiences, because I really find that in different countries, especially maybe even already in different parts of Europe, also guitar community is kind of different. They have maybe different tastes in music, maybe different trends. So it's really interesting also to see that and to present what I do. And absolutely. And for the future, as I said, I hope that it could help to get some recognition maybe, and to help it for the already also future years, not just for the next year.
Yeah. Well, you were mentioning about, and we all hope that most of the festivals will be held not online but in real time. So, what do you think of this year's online competing experience or online? You participated in the EuroStrings program now. So, what do you think? Is it do you find anything positive about like completing online?
Absolutely, it's better. I find it much better than nothing, than if nothing happens. But of course, I'm strongly believe that there are really many good things about it. I mean, sharing music and performing in any way is really nice. But of course, I think that it's not the same as doing it in person. And also with these competitions, I don't think that it can be really as relevant and as maybe good as in person, because also it depends on many other factors which are not in place also when you play in person, as it can be the quality of the recording video, also the audio, also the place, maybe some it really all affects the impression that the listener gets. So not just the playing, and also maybe the loudness of the recording and stuff like that. Also, many people, I mean, many people could, if they wanted, maybe edit a lot of sound, maybe also the video. So possibilities are really different. But of course, I believe that most of the people or all of the people wouldn't do it. But I just say that it's really different, and it's not as good as it would be in person, I think. But I'm really glad and happy that it's happening anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So, and as far as I know, you also are into chamber music. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience and your plans with chamber music?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So from the early age, I always tried to play with different chamber music groups. For example, I was accompanying the soprano, and I was also playing with violin for a long time, and also I still do from time to time, and with flute, and also in some bigger in duos, trios, quartets with guitar. But mostly today I play a lot in guitar trio of occasion, with two colleagues of mine from Croatia, Ivan Šimatović and Luka Lovreković. And at the moment, we are all in different places. Luka is studying in Graz, Ivan is in Zagreb.
Wow, it's pretty difficult to get a rehearsal done.
It's a bit tricky to do everything together, but from before we had a lot of concerts, and we did a lot of competitions, so we have really a lot of program already put together, so it works even if we meet a few days ago. Actually, one day after on the day that the final happened, we had to also make some recording because of these all online concerts, and so actually I was recording on the day of the final, so I wasn't listening to it. But yeah, and also we recorded our first CD this year, which is out. Yeah, I encourage everyone to listen to it. It's really nice, also with different different arrangements of different music for guitar.
So is it released on Spotify or iTunes? People can find it. Fantastic.
People can find it. Yeah, just to search Trio Evocation. And yeah, and also I think that this combination, maybe trio, is not very, maybe it's not so common and popular as duo, as for sure, and even as quartet, I would say. But in Croatia, it's really good, I think. And there are a lot of really nice arrangements made by our former teacher, who we also started to play with, Darko Petrinjak, who also, with his own trio, did a lot of recordings, a lot of concerts.
He plays also the double bass, right?
Exactly.
It's pretty amazing that someone playing on two instruments in this level. Very impressive.
Yeah. Also, at the time, he used to play lute, and but now, yeah, guitar and double bass.
Yeah,
It's really interesting, and I think that it broadens the point of view,
absolutely.
which
Fantastic.
is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the trio, as I was saying, that I think that we have a lot of good repertoire, which is really nice to play, and it's always more fun in a way to play in chamber music than as a soloist. Yeah, and also to give concerts, maybe to travel.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's nice to have both, I think.
Absolutely. Okay, so we would also like to address our audiences who are not necessarily classical guitarists. So can you tell us a little bit what outside music, outside the guitar, what you find interesting, or what you are into, or you have been into maybe before?
Mm-hmm. I was never super into some particular type of music, and I really cannot point out one specific genre or one specific band, or I don't know. But if I find something interesting at the moment, if I find something from some style of music interesting, I would listen to it, and if I don't, I wouldn't. But so I would say that everything is possible. Everything could be my choice, but nothing really specifically. So
Yeah.
all
And how about
music,
outside the musical field? So how about things like you have studied something else than music, right? You have been studying parallel with music.
Yeah. So already from when I was a kid, when I went to school, I always was good at science subjects, as mathematics, physics, maybe biology also. And yeah, so when I started music academy, I also went to high school for science and mathematics and
That's fantastic.
informatics. So after that, yeah, it's really, I always find it much more interesting to do different stuff, maybe not so deep, but different stuff all a bit. And this was also the case with mathematics, for example, which I did a lot in high school. And after that, I started just studying guitar at Music Academy. And I felt a bit, I was missing a bit this also other part, this mathematics part. And so I also started to study mathematics in Zagreb. So I started bachelor, which I now was forced to put on pause because I moved to Geneva. But I hope also that after maybe some time I will be able to finish it. And if not, it's really, guitar was always in first place and it will always be. But this is something that I really do more for myself and for pleasure of studying and learning. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, also mathematics.
So how about other kind of entertainment like movies or cinema? Do you have any kind of favorite directors, or like are you interested in any kind of styles?
Well, with movies, I don't really read a lot, so I would say that I'm always more into movies. And same with movies as with the other music. I always not really specific movies that I really like to, or type of movies that I really like to watch, but really any type of good movie. If some friend recommends me this movie is good and if I trust his taste, then I will gladly watch it, and yeah, and also any type, also for more small type of movies, maybe not necessarily Hollywood movies. I also like to go to maybe some film festivals.
Ah, this is great.
Also, yeah.
Me too.
So yeah, but to point out any like really specific movie director or movie, it's really hard. But maybe I really like Kubrick, so maybe Kubrick would be a good example of the type of movies
That's a very good example. And by the way, Kubrick has a very special taste of using music for his movies, right?
Right, yeah.
Like there is a Richard Strauss in the 2001 Space Odyssey, and there is also music of Ligeti he's using. Do you know these things from Ligeti which he's using in this movie?
In this movie, yeah, I do know, yeah. Yeah. This is really interesting, and also in other movies, in all the movies, he's using either some classical music in an interesting way, and also I really like how he connects the music with the scenes and with the building up the drama or any type of atmosphere. Also in Clockwork Orange, for example, I really like how he uses Rossini and Beethoven. And, yeah, it's really nice. And also Purcell, really a lot of different music, which he really knows how to fit. I think knew how to fit in the whole package with the movie.
Yeah.
This is really one really important aspect of I think of his movies and why I also like it.
Great. So how about any sports? Have you ever been doing some kinds of sports regularly?
I did. Now, at the moment, I don't really do anything regular because it's really hard and basically impossible to do something on a regular basis, at least more serious. But when I was a kid, at the age of 6, 7, I started to swim. So I ended up swimming for almost 10 years.
Wow, and that's a long time.
Yeah, that's a long time. And in the end, it was becoming more and more serious, and in the end I had each day some swimming practices for even 3 hours a day, and this really couldn't be done anymore because
together with guitar.
Exactly.
Did you participate in any competitions for swimming?
Yes, more as a kid, and then later I also would start to not to go to these trainings so regularly. So also with competitions and trainings, it was getting more and more not more and more rare.
Yeah. For me, this was exactly the same with judo. I used to do judo from childhood, and then with the music, it just became impossible to continue.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, one last question, Lovro. Did you, when you recall your memories from competing in a swimming contest and competing as a child in a guitar contest, did you find any kind of similarities, or it was a totally different experience, not even possible to compare?
It's really no. I wouldn't probably find similarities. I was never that much into swimming as in guitar. So in swimming it was more for fun, and always I would try to do the best, of course. But in guitar it was just different because also in guitar this was one of the most important, I would say, also factors that as a kid I think that it's really hard to really start to like all the way from the beginning music and guitar. So I really also liked the fact that I was good at it, that I was doing good in my guitar studies, and also then I did my first competition. It went really well, and I was really I really liked the feeling of being good at something. So I think these competitions really helped to motivate me to continue to play more. And yeah, I would say that in this, maybe in guitar, I had this aspect where I would really continue and be encouraged to continue to practice more and to go on more competitions because of the results that I was getting. And in swimming, it was much harder because I wasn't really regular on my training sessions, and I wouldn't achieve such a good result. So I think I wouldn't be able to connect the two. No. But I'm interested if you were able to connect I suppose that you did some judo.
Well, in my case, I started judo maybe at the age of 9, and I started to play guitar at the age of 15. So the two things, they overlapped only for a very short period, because when I started to play guitar, I was more and more out from the trainings. So that's why when I was competing with judo, I was extremely nervous. I mean, that made me like a hell of a nervosity, even if this was not the most important thing in my life. Like, just like swimming for you, I didn't feel that I want to be a judo master or something like this, but I was extremely nervous. And later when I went to compete with the guitar, it was a way more pleasant and comfortable feeling to be on the stage and just play and not to fight someone, who is like probably way stronger than I am.
Mm-hmm. Okay, for the swimming, I would even say probably maybe if I would have to, I would say probably the opposite.
The opposite, yeah.
For swimming, it was not that stressful, but for guitar, it always would be stressful, and really, I would find it because of the importance that I was giving to it.
Yeah. But I mean, I haven't participated half as many competitions as you. So I was not a very real competition guy. Okay. I was more and more into composing. So this was a different path. But yeah, this is very interesting, everything what you have shared with us. And thank you very much for this interview and all your stories. And I really wish you the best for next years and for career, the good continuation and, everything what you dream of.
Thank you very much. It was really nice to talk to you. And thank you for nice wishes.